Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thanks for tuning back in, checking out my latest video, which has been 6+ months since I've posted anything on this channel. Life has gotten busy. Crazy housing market. Decided to sell my house, so we had to move and everything going on in the summer, changing jobs. Life getting in the way. But in the meantime, still been collecting, still been growing my personal collection. Not so much selling on the side, just a little bit dabbling in it. But I have definitely been keeping an eye on grading companies and picking up slabs from the various companies. So I figured I'd do an overview of what we got on the market right now, sort of key players. And there's others even emerging in the market, but I'm going to talk about these 6 today here. The first 3 is known by most everyone who's collecting, obviously SGC, BGS, and PSA. And I got kind of a theme going here of 9s, 9.5s, and even some GMA 10s, because I really think this, if you're looking to invest long term, I think that this is a good market to dive into. One, because it's cheaper than your Gem Mint 10 grades, or pristines for the BGS folks. So there's a lot of cards on the market. I would say the market's flooded right now, but there's still a lot of buyers out there. But these are opportunities to grab cards at a lower price right now that I think will carry increased value in the future if you're looking to hold. And specifically the 9s, you look at a PSA 9, the prices are sometimes 30, 35% of what a PSA 10 is, like this Jason Tatum, for example. You can pick these cards up pretty cheap. And, I'm focusing, my personal collection is heavy Boston sports, because I love Celtics, I love Patriots and all that. But there are other key players that I'll hone in on and collect as well if I think the long-term value is there. But picking these up, I just don't think that these grading companies are going to be handing out grades like they did before. I'm already seeing it in, message boards online about PSA and how, with the change in ownership, if you haven't been paying attention, they are no longer Collectors Universe, publicly traded company. It is now privately owned. Nat Turner actually led an investment group and purchased Collectors Universe, thus owning PSA, and he's a big sports card collector. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with PSA, but they're incorporating in technology into the grading process. It used to be just people looking at cards, and things are starting to change. And I think 9s are going to become more of a standard when it comes to grading. So we'll see what the future holds, but I really think this is a good market to grab price point wise. Plus the cost of grading. You're talking right now, the cheapest to grade is still over $100. I think 125 or 150 is the cheapest that you can pay to get something graded by PSA. They're slowly rolling back out their levels of service. BGS price increases as well. Significant price increase, significant backlog in their cards, unless you're paying the Super Express level to get your cards turned around. Even that is delayed from what it used to be. And then SGC, they're actually doing, I got to give SGC props. I mean, they sort of found a price point that seems to be working for them, and $30 a card seems to keep them right in the market to be able to turn these around in the time that they're advertising. And that's what we saw over the past years. Companies couldn't keep up, so what did? They raised the price. Well, raising prices didn't seem to be doing the job. So PSA finally had to, put an all stop to submissions, except for their highest price tier. And that slowed it down enough that they could get things back under wraps for their backlog. But SGC, they went through their hiccups as well. Every one of these companies did. So these 3 are still out there. I'd say the top 3 still. But we'll go through real quick the other ones. I'll start with the GMA. This is their new label that they've put out. I do like the looks of it a lot better than the old ones. And I'll pull up an old one here to show you the difference. So they went all black, gold border with white lettering. I like the looks. Some people don't. That's the great thing about this. You got opinions, and you can do what you want. So If you don't like it, don't grade. The slabs are still the same. The one thing they did do with this, they've always had the GMA watermark in the back of their old labels. But this one, they have a GMA logo that is embedded on the label that can only be seen with a black light. I'll try to show you. I don't have a black light with me, but you can kind of see the outline of GMA right up there, right in this area of the label. And that's a watermark that you can check and make sure that this is actually a legit GMA label. I thought they had an opportunity to do an upgrade as well, not only with the label but their slab, but they did not. They have kept the same slab, and unfortunately you can buy these slabs. You can get them on eBay right now. You could go and Google that. You know, they may say that you can't get the same slabs, but you look at these dots along the edges, and I've seen other slabs on sale, for sale online that match up with the dimensions and everything of these. So I don't think they're that hard to get. So that's one thing that I wish they would have done as well, because you take, for instance, you know, PSA has their mark down here, and they have marks on the back as well. They're down here in the bottom corner. They got their label has they call it the lighthouse effect, right? When you turn it. Same with the front. And then they got the PSA watermark on the backs, are right embedded in the background. So they have things that they use to identify their slabs. Same with Beckett, even though there was some newer slabs hitting the market that were fake, and they identified, one of the things you could find was there was no decimal point here, but somebody was able to generate what would be a very similar Beckett slab, but they do have things on here, as you can see, imprinted on the top and stuff. Any of these could be, but they all at least have marks on them. You can see SGC here on their slabs. So it's one thing that I think GMA missed the mark on, but I'm glad they're doing something. You know, they're not holding steady. They're trying to get better. And I've told you on this channel before, I'm all about a free open market, and I'm all about competition, because it's better for us as the consumers, the end users of this. The other one, Certified Sports Guarantee, CSG. They're a subordinate company of a higher level company that's known for grading comics and coins. So they sort of have a better backing than a company like GMA or even HGA does. More history behind them. I can say with their slabs, I'm very impressed with the quality. Probably the clearest plastic that I've seen on any slabs. It just really jumps out when I opened these up. They were very clear, very pristine. I can't stand the labels in the slabs though. The green color doesn't do it for me. They do have their security features, as you can see up there. They got the hologram sticker on the back. They're tracked, so you can look them up on their website. They do grade in half grade increments, and they do offer subgrades, but you got to pay more for them. I think an extra $10 a card. The slab's about the same size as a PSA, height and width, a little thicker, but I like the quality. I like the clearness of the slabs. Very nice. You can see side by side with the PSA. They're doing good things. Give them a chance. I haven't graded with them, but I've bought a lot of cards, CSG, especially ones that I find for good deals. And I don't think you can go wrong. I think this company is only going to continue to grow and take up shares in the market. The last one I'll talk about is HGA. And they're probably my favorite. I got to be honest with you. If I'm just talking about all around effects, so I love that they can match the label with the cards. I think this looks awesome. And when you look at this Marvel's John Morant and that the label matches, it's a fantastic look. The slabs as well, I would say second to CSG, they are the clearest plastic that I've found. Very high quality slabs. They do number their their slabs, and they do give subgrades like some of the other companies, which is nice. They do have HGA in the actual slab itself as well, so it's an identifier. Great company. They still limit the number of submissions that are done per week, and that allows them to stay on top of their timelines, get cards back. So that's how they've controlled. Every company has had their own way of controlling the number of cards coming in, and they've just straight up from the start just controlled the number that they would accept for grading, which I think is a pretty smart way to go about it. To be honest, all their customers have been met with close to their timeline, maybe a slight delay, but overall they've been able to meet the mark. HGA obviously stands for hybrid grading approach, and they were the first to really market using the artificial intelligence to help in the grading process. I don't see a lot of 10s out of this company. I see a lot of 9s, a fair amount of 9.5s, very few 10s, which tells me they're being pretty stringent and strict on their grading. But I can say for a lot of these companies, CSG included, I don't see a lot of 10s. And even in my submissions with GMA, I've seen a lot of cards come back that I would have felt probably would have warranted a 10, but I think that they've gone more strict on their grading scale as well. So it's a fun market to be in right now. It's fun for collectors. We'll wait and see what the future holds. I think that the market will continue to grow. I think the hobby will continue to grow. But I'll be interested to see what happens with grading, and if there's not a more fair share spread across the board, whereas PSA being the absolute dominant company, I'm starting to see, HGA especially, some of their prices creep up, and people really like the slabs, and they're starting to give credit to their grading quality and grading standards. So I think we could find ourselves with much more competition than just what has been with the bottom three. And then as I've been talking about GMA, over the past few years, this is good. I like this. I like what this is doing for the hobby, and I look forward to seeing what comes. So feel free to leave your comments down below, anything you'd like to see. I'm going to try to get back on here and do more videos as time rolls forward. But thanks for checking it out, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks, everyone.